But to do that, I have to go Vici because
Casper's Curse. That's what I like to hear. Let's go into game number 2.
Well, let's do this. Game number 2 could be a game number 3. That's how you do it. That's how you get game 3s.
Yeah, that's how you do it. One team wins one game, then the other team wins one game, and you get the third game. Nicely said, B-Cup. That's why we have you here.
That's why I get put on screen to say things like that.
I mean, a late game, a Therablade with Reflection against Luna, it's super annoying to play into. And he just outranges Luna. But then again, like, and he also has this Invoker who can use Alacrity on him. He has a Dazzle, so there could potentially be a Grave and then into Sunder type of a play.
30
But
seconds to battle.
But playing into Mana Burn, playing into Timbersaw, the silences, like the burst potential from Vici Gaming is super good. And this Timbersaw could cause a lot of issues. Like, he doesn't like to play into Dazzle, but this is, you know, off-lane Dazzle this time around. So against the position 5 Snapfire, still lowering your armor, but I feel Timbersaw should have a really good game in the laning stage.
We've seen some strong Timbersaws, especially picking up that shard eventually. I'm always interested in it. Old 11, we'll see how he does. Ready to see Faith Beyond on an unconventional hero, this Dazzle. I like to see him succeed when people don't, you know? When
We've
people don't
seen
want
some
him to.
mid Dazzles that like go for Hand of Midas,
Yeah.
and then Greaves, Octarine, Core. You don't scale as a mid hero as does. Like, it feels like you need to finish the game early on,
Right.
but as an off lane, we'll see how this one's gonna go.
What was the build that Nomad was doing with Dazzle?
Oh, we don't talk about that. I was like, this can't be real. But for people are wondering, like, what was it? So he was just using the, I think it was the old shard, which gave you
The
attack,
bounce?
AoE attack, or whatever it was. And then he was using Grave on himself, full HP, to like try to deal damage as a support Dazzle. Maybe it was even a mid Dazzle, I don't know. But
It's
it
like
was
an arcane blink.
yeah. Shout out to my boy Nomad, trying to be very creative. Didn't work
Innovative.
out.
The innovations don't look smart all the time at first. But you're innovating. Nothing to say right now. 5-0 to the Storm's 8-1. So Ori, you know, one of those signature Ori heroes. The Storm.
Dire's middle tower is
For
under
sure.
attack.
Like previous game. Oh, top lane, Fate Beyond in a bit of a trouble.
Yeah, Old 11 was in trouble too, bottom. Got the disarm onto Poyoyo for a second, trying to make something happen in these lanes, but so far, no kills. 2 minutes in, and things are getting close. It seems like there's aggression in all 3 lanes so far. Nothing as calm as what we were seeing in that first game for like the first 5 or so. But we'll have to see if anything really breaks out.
Oh, Boyoyo top lane, a lot of slow.
Oh yeah, he's getting chased, but Lucent Beam might turn this around. DY with the first blood.
And DY also has healing salve for Boyoyo. We'll use it straight away. Once again, DY seems like he's going to have a really good game on this Stat Profit.
Yeah, and he was really struggling early in the first game, but towards the mid game of game 1, he really broke out. And like you could feel how much he was producing for his team. The silence was just so good, and it could be really troublesome for Ame, especially in this game.
Just TP out, will be able to do so. Goes back to base. Like, has a full magic wand, Ring of Protection, Fairy Fire. Very tanky on a position 5 Death Prophet. On the bottom lane, PYW, he needs to pull the lane, stay out of XP range from Timbersaw so that he can get the levels. Once you get that second point in reactive armor, you don't feel... It got nerfed, but it's still a very strong ability, especially when you're playing into the Terrorblade, into Snapfire. They just rely so much on just dealing the right-click damage, pretty much.
Right. So, right now, just that 1-0. Man, 40 is just dominating mid at 34-2. He's having such a good time. We've got that soaring picked up for the Timber. This is going to be really troublesome if they don't take care of this. They're going to bring over Y. PYW right on his tail. Lands the stun, but Water Rune will be picked up by Innocence. EMP looking for the Storm, and he's got no mana to work with, and now he's got no life. They'll get that kill on a Ori. They'll slow down that big start he was having.
He was having a lot of CS, but a lot of those CS come from the jungle. So Invoker was not having that bad of a time, and now he's even ahead of him by 100 gold. Going at the Urn, it's a good Spirit Vessel game this time around, because Luna eventually will have a lifesteal. It's great against the Death Prophet, and most importantly, the early on, you have something against the Timber. So this should be his item build, you know, getting the Spirit Vessel online as soon as possible.
Get that early Vessel, have that early minus armor from a Snapfire. Like, you can take out this Timber. It's not too daunting of a task. Poison Touch on the DY to get some damage. Spirit Siphon losing Faith Beyond, needs to be careful. Goes out a little bit of a heal, and DY with the Fairy Fire trying to outplay GQ, and does it just by a second though.
Dazzle has boots, 8-1 charges, has another heal. Fairy Fire, he should be fine. Poyoyo, no mana to cast the Lucent Beam. Will have one if he uses the stick, but proceeds not to follow him. PYW wants to get a courier possibly, will not be able to do so.
Still chasing a little bit.
So this becomes problematic. TB, he needs to bail. Like, he understands at this point there's no really anything for me to get out of the bottom lane. I'll just go to the jungle, put another point in Conjure Image. So this should be a tower right now. Why? Trying to collect some XP if they find him. Like, he's just straight up dead. He TP'd there. So pretending to be AFK in the trees.
Does that work? That mentality?
Sometimes, yeah, you know, because this is going to be some XP for him. Surprised he didn't scan or try to see if he's there. 11 misses the last hit on the tower. Will get himself to level 6 after the next creep wave.
So he'll get to that level 6. You've got PYW's having a decent start to this game, and now Y has that courier deliver the wand, still sitting in the trees, not really being found out at all just yet. He'll finally sneak his way out, come back into the lane. Meanwhile, you take a look at the net worth, obviously. Now, leading is Luna, up a K for Vici. That Spear Vessel, relatively far still. I'm trying to see where LGD are going to potentially start to make a move, if at all.
A lot of stacks. They have good heroes to take the stacks with. Most likely it's just going to be Storm, because Luna does not have a single point in Moonglaves at the moment, just keeping the point in case she needs to bail to jungle, or if they make like an aggressive move, she puts a point in Eclipse. Understands like, I'll just be jungling from now on, so puts those 2 points in the Moonglaves.
What's the build here for offlane Dazzle?
It's just Greaves Solar Crest.
Just straight up utility like that?
Yeah, possibly a Glimmer Cape as well, because they have a lot of magic resistance.
Okay.
Magic damage, sorry. Look at the minus armor. They have one core who just heavily deals physical damage. That's Terrorblade. So they have Bad Juju from Dazzle. They have Lucky Shot. They have Snapfire with the Lil Shredder, potentially building up that medallion. Dazzle eventually will get the Solar Crest because it lowers the cooldown and you can use it on multiple targets, which is really nice.
We'll have to see how that goes in terms of dealing with the minus armor here for the side of Vici. They're going to push in the tier 1 up towards top. You've got Luna in the jungle right now. DY just in the trees. He was spotted coming over. Ame just tries to finish off the Dragonlance, and PYW places down a ward, but he gets immediately spotted. Spike Carapace used as well as the Impale. Fire Snap Cookie, not going to land on the PYW, but they've got the Tornado as well as the EMP. The damage is not
Radiant's middle
enough.
tower is under attack.
PYW just walks up onto the high ground, and he'll survive this onslaught that was coming out from LGD.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, 11 gets a kill, solo kill on
Radiant's
Jin Q.
bottom tower is under attack.
Like 11 is gonna have a good time. He needs to be able to get an item that's gonna provide them with the spell mechanic to remove
Radiant's
that
bottom tower is under
Spirit
attack.
Vessel, which is gonna be online in another 600 gold, but they still need to get a kill to get the charges. So either a Lotus Orb or, you know, get that Yule Scepter to be able to dispel things, set things up possibly for a next Assassin stun.
Yeah, we saw PYW really landing these stuns in the first game as Nyx Assassin, so we'll see how much of an impact he has in this game, currently sitting 0-0 and 0. But even with the low amount of kills, Vici are pulling away in terms of network.
Problem
They're
is-
going to ball lightning and go for Jinku again.
Problem is they have no stuns, so you can't make any aggressive plays. You need Jinkyu's trying to collect some XP on the bottom, get himself to level 6, because he is their stun and also Invoker with the like Tornado and Cold Snap, but the chase potential is just not there. Like, their heroes are very bad at chasing people down.
Very reliant on
Radiant's bottom tower
landing
is
a
under
Fire
attack.
Snap Cookie. You just put some pressure on that top tier 1, but it's really not doing anything, and they can't do anything to old 11. He's just standing in between the tier 2, tier 3, slowly putting the damage onto the tier 2 bottom. They'll glyph, but he can still just stand there. It's not really a deterrent.
Radiant's
They
bottom
can't
tower is
do
under
anything
attack.
to him. Meanwhile, Luna is just jungling, being in a triangle, 3 points in glaives, Mask of Madness done, going into Manta style. Pretty standard stuff from Luna. On the other side, we have Storm Spirit, who needs to finish off the Kaya. We've seen a lot of different builds on the Storm Spirit,
Radiant's bottom tower
whether it's
is
like,
under
oh, I
attack.
need Orchid to be able to jump the backline, find some heroes like a Dazzle. Going for Kaya is okay, but if you like, because they don't have stuns. I'm not a big fan of Kaya Sanj in this game.
Spike Carapace.
Like, if you want
Tornado.
to upgrade your Kaya, just get a Bloodstone. I wouldn't mind seeing that here.
Oh, TB getting caught. Ori gets the kill there onto Ame. It's from that ward that PYW placed down. I think they saw him come up the high ground, and they should have seen him place that ward, but it got to stay there the entire time, and eventually that's what gives them the vision on Ame.
It's gonna get dewarded, but they got a big kill. That was Ame farming Ancient, just popped the meta, and now they lost the tier 2 tower, so they can take the outpost. DY is gonna do that. So that means no XP for LGD. 11 minutes in.
Wow. That's devastating. Like, that's going to be part of what's helping Vici snowball out of control. Because I truly think the snowball, it's rolling, and I don't know if LGD can stop it.
Storm, double damage. In the bottle, like, they will take another fight. I'm surprised this did not get dewarded. They're gonna scout him out once again. Why? At least he picks up the bounty.
The Storm wanted it. Now they're going to go for the Timber, but they're getting wrapped on. So going for Old 11, you might be able to get something out of it, but it doesn't look likely. They'll come from behind. They've got the Exorcism. They're looking over as the Rolling Thunder ends. Swashbuckle comes through, but they've got the ball lightning as well as the Vortex. Shallow Grave saving GQ for a second. But they've got the Lucid Beam, they have the lockdown, and they'll get the kill, and they're looking for more. They've landed the stun on the Fate Beyond, they'll get the kill on the Dazzle, they'll take out a second. It's a killing spree here for Ori. Focus their attention on the top tier 1, and things just continue to get out of hand.
It's just a disaster fight for LGD. First they catch Terrorblade, who's farming the triangle. I guess they were trying to go and connect with him, because their lineup is really good going together. They can't really start the fights with their heroes, so that's exactly what they need to do, just group up, but killing Terrorblade kind of killed the momentum there.
Ame's farm has just been slowed down so much. They did finally deward that Observer. So they got the vision away, but looking at the way that they placed these sentries, it took them a couple tries.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle
only
tower
3.
is under attack.
Yeah, they dropped this one, and then I think this second one down here missed, and then the one in the trees finally got it.
Also, they need to get the Spirit Vessel charge.
Tornado EMP looking for
Cookie
Puyoyo.
does not connect.
Cold Snap's there, Poison Touch, Mortimer's Kisses. The dash is out, and they do get a kill onto this Luna. But coming around the back again, they've got the silence from DY. They need Ori to come in. Rolling Thunder's still doing a lot of work. They get the kill on the DY. That's going to be a second. They'll lose PYW's Courier. He's on the run.
What do you want on your tombstone?
No sentry for them to spot him.
This Spirit Vessel doing a lot, like you can see that Prophet, even though she's relatively farmed for position 5, just straight up dies there. No real counterplays. You'll Scepter far away from it. I would love to see a Dispel coming out from Old 11. He's going a bit more tanky build, a greedy route, what I would call. You know, getting Kaya Sanj, which is a great item on the Timbersaw. But in this situation, I feel like you need to be able to dispel things. Like Lotus Orb is such a valuable item because you can remove the Poison Touch, you can remove the Disarm, like the minus armor from the Lil Shredder. And he doesn't like to play into Lotus Orb. Sunder just never gonna feel good.
Now they have the Shallow Grave, Poison Touch thrown over on the Storm as well as DY on this Death Prophet. But the Timber Chain in with the Chakram. They're looking to get the kill on the Jinku, who uses that Rolling Thunder, bounces back and forth. Now the Spirit Vessel on Old 11. It's a little bit away from his team, and that might be far enough away from his team to get the kill. Timber Chain, but eventually falling to nothing to say, and Vici can't do anything to save him.
Ajitku did a very good job there, controlling the Timbersaw. Pretty much doesn't get better than this. And also using a healing salve while he's rolling. He understands there's no range heroes around him. They can't stop the healing salve. Respawns after the Rolling Thunder with almost full HP.
Ooh, they might find TV again.
He can't get it off.
Oh, Sunder just in time. PYW now in trouble. Cold Snap, Mortimer's Kisses, and that's right on to Ori. Ame gets the kill. That's a spree and so much gold going the way of this TV. And he tips him.
Yeah, Ame needs to, you know, get the gold somewhere. He is still farming decently, but this is a lot of XP, a lot of gold in his pockets, just pretty much handed to him.
They want to go for Ame again. They know he doesn't have Sunder, so they're just going to chase him.
Oh, good body blocks.
From
This
PYW.
is a stun. This is not a body block.
Oh,
2 procs.
he's fine. They've got the mech. They're turning this around. This could be a problem for Vici. Rolling Thunder comes and get the kill on a PYW. Now they're going to look at Old 11. Meta is popped. The chase is on the Rolling Thunder. It just ends as he taps Old 11 into the air. They've got the minus armor coming in from Bad Juju as well as the Spirit Vessel. Has nothing to say, joins them. Erica looking to use that Eclipse. They've got the Shallow Grave, but can they keep Ame alive? It looks like they can. The Shadow Wave's enough with the ball landing out of the back line.
Storm's out of mana.
Finally falls. DY chasing Y. Looking for the Sapphire, maybe even more. Spirit Vessel on a DY, starting to output quite a bit of damage. The Fire Snap Cookie gets the kill on a DY. They've also lost Ori to Faith Beyond. They look over at Puyoyo. Spirit Vessel on him. It's proven to be very worth it. And why? He's got a double kill. They take out 4 heroes in that fight.
Faith Beyond actually got a kill on Ori from just the Poison Touch. They had a Spirit Vessel running on him. Just too much damage. Like I don't like this itemization from Vici Gaming, where they decided to get Kaya Sanj on a Timbersaw and the same item build pretty much for the Storm Spirit. Like, you will eventually need a BKB.
Take a look at the replay right as the Rolling Thunder runs out.
Also, Jinkyu got, like, every single time he uses a Swashbuckle, there is a proc on a Lucky Shot.
Oh god, that Shallow Grave keeping Ame alive. Just enough to draw Ori in.
Level 1 Shallow Grave, like, you get so much value out of it. The cast range got improved, the cast time, sorry, and the cooldown got reduced. So level 2 Shallow Grave is 22-second cooldown ability with level 2 Bad Juju.
That's a big fight for LGD. And Faith Beyond really starting to be a thorn. for Vici.
At this point, he's relatively farm, but his positioning has been amazing. And like once you get to that level 15 talent, which is really good, 225 heal on Shallow Grave and plus a Guardian Greaves, plus a heal. Like they need to be able to jump him. They have Storm Spirit, they have Nyx Assassin. I'm actually surprised Storm didn't decide to go for Orchid this time around, because like you can lock down Invoker, you can jump Dazzle.
Right.
Sure, you can't jump Dazzle now because he has a Guardian Greaves, so he will be able to dispel things, but I think he would get a kill on a TB there, which was a big turnaround fight for PSG.LGS.
Guardian Greaves with level 2 of the Bad Juju, already on a cooldown of 29.6 seconds. It's,
Are scanning.
especially with the way Faith Beyond's positioning, he could probably get that off 2 or 3 times in a fight. Get the Guardian Greaves off, continue to Shadow Wave, continue to use the Shallow Grave. This is going to be such an issue here.
Dire's top tower.
They just are not answering the call at the moment on Vici. Like LGD, that's a big fight for them, and Vici need to recognize what they need. And I don't know if Ags from Ori is what they need.
Radiant's middle tower is under
A
attack.
good question. I'm just thinking, what value do they get from this Axe compared to some other items that he could possibly build, like a BKB, maybe even Orchid, if he does not want to go for BKB. Yeah, like pull into possibly Silence from the Dead Prophet, Nyx Assassin stun, keep them in place for Luna to deal the damage.
Dire's top
This,
tower is under attack.
sorry, this is a big item on Luna BKB.
They're going to go Rolling Thunder. Again, their focus is on to the Timber, but they go to the back lines. They've got themselves the Vortex as well as the Eclipse that's down onto Y. They lose all 11. They get a kill on a Y. They look over as the BKB's been popped by Poyoyo. Sunstrike down, but it's not going to let.
Radiant's middle
They
tower
also deny
is
the
being
tower,
denied.
so no gold for Vici Gaming. Q is just
BKB.
controlling this Timbersaw. Like Timbersaw, he's probably regretting going for this item. You know, Kaya San just gives you some status resistance, so the stuns don't last that long. But maybe a Yule Scepter would have been a better choice, because you can use it. You have enough time. Like, it can't be frame perfect every single time you roll.
I love the use of frame perfect.
Yes.
It's a speedrunner phrase commonly too. It's got to be frame perfect. Skip from Goma right to Ganon.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay.
Feel free to inform me.
It's just a quick skip in the first dungeon of Ocarina of Time. You can skip right to the ending, basically.
Yeah, we can skip the ending of this conversation right now, because I still don't know what you're talking about.
PYW getting killed here. Tries to TP. Faith Beyond. He'll get credit for another one. He's going for staff. Almost has the gold to finish it off. And he's level 13, so just maxing out everything. Shallow Grave now at level 3. Will be level 4 soon. 13.5-second cooldown, and then he'll get it even lower when he picks up that 3rd level of
Top
Bad
tower is
Juju.
under attack.
So he'll just be able to grave and grave and grave. Grave used to be the Axe upgrade, right? The AoE Grave? Or was it the...
Yeah, I believe so. And now you have a grave every 10 seconds once your Bad Juju is maxed out.
Yeah.
So Luna has a BKB. She also has Manta Style to get rid of those Spirit Vessel charges, Disarm, and Reflection coming out from TB. But yeah, TB is just carry-to-carry matchup. TB is much, much stronger than Luna, because eventually you will have no Dispel, and then using Reflection, slowing her down. The Scotty, like Scotty is the big item here. Against the Timbersaw, reducing the healing, regeneration. Same goes from the Dead Prophet to like Luna eventually. Like you want to buy Satanic. Satanic is good because we didn't have this carry-to-carry matchup, the 3rd item that dispels. Satanic gives you the spell and you can get rid of the Reflection, which is pretty big.
see how much it comes into play here. Faithbeyond, he's just about to get this Force Staff. And I'm waiting for him to eventually pick up that Shard.
Oh, Shard is also super good on Dazzle, that 1.25 second hex.
I feel like that's a little bit of a more balanced Shard. It's not a Hex and spell immunity and attack speed.
And lowers the cooldown by 5
and
seconds.
HP regen.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good one. It's definitely, you know, up there.
Coming across. Jin will pick up the double damage.
Middle tower is under attack.
And there's the Force Staff. So I assume Force Staff, Dazzle, probably Shard. Unless maybe he wants to wait on it.
A Shard is
Roche to
good
drop it.
for being able to, you know, potentially disengage. Like, you can also stop them from having a good engagement in a team fight, trade against the Storm Spirit. So Storm has Aghanim Scepter, plus Kaya and Sange done, going into BKB. It seems like they still don't feel very comfortable to take the fight. Roshan is up. He's been up for a very long time in this game, just gotten things out from the pit. Like, one good fight, and both of the teams can take it. Favoring LGD a bit more because of all the minus armor. Solar Crest done. Jin has Lucky Shot, 3 points in it. Bad Juju. It's just so much. Like, they're gonna feel the right clicks coming up from this TB.
Get a quick pause, and even though it feels like LGD are kind of leading the charge on this game, Vici are still up 4K.
You are correct, but if you spread out that gold, 4,000 gold across 5 heroes, that's not even 1,000 gold per hero, so that's really not that much.
So it is starting to trickle down a little bit. Of course, you've got Ame top of the net worth. Finish that Scotty going into the BKB. We'll see. It's been a little bit back and forth. You see the experience heavily favoring Vici as well. Take a look at where the difference is. Snapfire at 12, Nyx at, or Snapfire at 11, Nyx at 12. Yeah, I guess the big difference is certainly the Storm to the Invoker. 18, Invoker only 15. Quite a bit of experience between them. Both teams kind of taking their foot off the gas. Felt like we were fighting quite a bit, and wondering if Vici maybe get a little bit gun shy now. They picked up that Ags on Storm. I don't think they've had a fight with it just yet.
BKB down on Luna. Like, the item sync is not there because Storm decided to go for like Ags. You would still need a BKB to take the fight. Big zip.
All the way over on the Y, they'll get the kill into the Snapfire. That's a pickup that they can really use potentially to get Roche.
Jin is in.
PYW on the run. Jin bounces
out.
off these stairs and wisely turns the other way, but they've used the Exorcism. They're trying to go in on this, or maybe even force LGD away from the pit enough that they can take the Aegis. EMP.
Will not burn any mana.
No.
You can see the reflection. So much damage. Instantly uses the Manta Style to get rid of it.
Sunstrike. Not enough just yet. Misses the inbound. Cold snap. Now they're going in. GQ! Ooh, he got the kill into the Roche. It's going to be an Aegis snatch for Poyoyo. BKB's been popping, nothing to say. Vici starting to get out of dodge. They get themselves an Aegis on the Luna.
She got it. That's the most important thing. That Luna got the Aegis. Didn't get snatched. As you mentioned, they got the last hit.
Got that last hit with the swashbuckle, just in time.
So big items, Storm Spirit, BKB. Then he doesn't need to care about them initiating on him. He's still very afraid of even just a cold snap. There is no real save. Best save they got pretty much is the Lotus Orb. Try to reflect things and have it dispel. Like, Dazzle has, you know, one job. Dig with that shovel. Dig me those bounties. Keep digging until you find all of them.
It's on cooldown.
So cooldown. Sassy
There it
foul,
is.
but there we go. Into not so passive shovel anymore.
Yeah. The sassive Pubble?
That's what I just said. You even listening, B-Cup? Or you're just, you know, trying to have some puns and stuff in your head?
Swashbuckle, Fire Snap Cookie, not going to land on Poyoyo. Illusion's moving forward, tier 2 over mid. BKB's been picked up by Ame.
I understand it, you know. You're focused on your job. You don't give a damn what I say.
No, I do.
That's how I work.
care.
Like that. Oh, big
Three
zip!
man with the Vortex and the Ball Lightning. They get the kill on the Jinkyu and Ame really quickly. They look over at Y. They've got themselves a third. Buyback from this Snapfire immediately with BKB being Popeye, nothing to say. But DY, he's the one forcing them back with the Exorcism, with the silences, making their life really difficult to get out of the base.
I guess I'll just die.
Yeah, okay. Under the tier 4s, I guess I'll just die. Blink over, looking at PYW with the roll up, the Rolling Thunder. Might keep him up in the air long enough for the Swashbuckle. He does get the kill. Jinkyu, though, he needs to be a little careful. He did just, in fact, buy back.
But he controlled him nicely. Like, he controlled Nyx Assassin there with the roll up, turns around, finds the perfect cliff, and then swashbuckles on top of the hill while he's getting the last hit on it. If he misses one swash, like 1 point of swash, he wouldn't get that kill.
Heart next for the Timber. Going into the BKB on Storm. That fight's certainly going to help him get that gold, get to it quicker. And gem for Innocence. He purchased it. I doubt he'll be the one holding it. Or want to be the one holding it.
Now you're gonna give it to someone who's closer to the front line to be able to scout the next assassin. I guess Invoker can be the one holding it, because if you see next assassin as a Snapfire, it might already be too late.
Yeah.
But they have a grave, so if they just stick around, go together, could potentially have a save. Now Luna going into Butterfly. TB not a hero that likes to build MKB, but eventually, if needed, he will build it. Prefers different items.
What would you prefer in this situation?
I think he needs to go all in on the damage. Daedalus. Like, he was thinking about, you know, getting some different stuff, but I think Daedalus is the play. Like, he needs to be able to just delete the hero because they have so much minus armor.
Right.
He was thinking about the Butterfly.
Ball Lightning Vortex coming through, on and nothing to say, and he's dead. Does not have buyback. It's a big problem. No Invoker for 60 seconds. This is a long ways out.
They still have 30 seconds left on this Aegis. Meta is available. They might need to take this fight, because if the tier 3 falls, Luna bounces will just shred through you.
Yeah, Ball Lightning with BKB Popeye Ame. They're going to start to leave, but Poyoyo, he's slowed so much, and there goes the Aegis. But the timing's okay. You use that Aegis towards the end. You at least get to use it without getting the timings from LGD where you just die right as it pops.
This arm's causing a lot of issues, plus the reflection as well. They need to shred through this tower. 19 seconds until
there it is.
Invoker is back, and now the bounces start. Like, this is their time. They will pop a BKB if needed and take the barracks. Right now, 11 just buying time for his team.
11, Ball Lightning all the way in, going deep, looking for Ame. There's the Shallow Grave as well as the Fire Snap Cookie. The Vortex isn't going to be enough. They've got themselves the bottom set of racks gone. LGD will chase.
Jinkyu will go for the roll. He sees Storm Spirit has low mana, no TP, but has a BKB.
Roll. It's PYW. Spike Carapace. Still roll coming in and bumping him up into the air.
They got something, at least, you know. It's a kill, but good usage of the Aegis there from Luna. You can see the carry-to-carry matchup, something that I talked about. Like, Luna does not feel comfortable. A lot of slows. They don't have a single defensive tool. Okay, they just finished the 4-staff on the Dead Prophet, so at least they'll be able to push people out of the trouble.
That's it's you watch just how slow the Luna got, and the timing was almost there for LGD. Would have been impressive if like he just ticks out, they get the kill, then this game completely changes. Maybe just a little bit ahead of it though. They've also got Shard on Timber, so he's got that flamethrower now. Big fan.
Yeah, big
of the
fan.
Timber
I'm also known as the
flamethrower.
flamethrower in my pub. You know, I'm throwing the flames toward the enemies in the old chat.
Spit that hot fire.
Yeah, gotta keep the game interesting.
That's super hot fire. But you know, 11K. See what Vici can do, maybe to close this one out. Nothing to say coming over, looking over at old 11. Cold Snap Tornado puts the Lotus Orb by himself. Timber Chain trying to run, and they're not gonna chase. Actually, Vici, they've come over. They're just not close enough.
Like Timbersaw decided to go for Hood. They have Spirit Vessel, they have Scotty. Not the most value you get from the item, but makes you tanky though.
Right clicks through, they've got the Hex, has the Lotus Orb. Now, Mortimer's Kisses getting shot out. Old 11 getting low. Exorcism used. Ball lightning with the Vortex. That's going to come through on the 2. They've got the Shower Grave, but it's not nothing to
Sunder?
save. Ame!
He can't get it off!
Faith Beyond, he Shower Grave the wrong hero.
Oh, whew.
They've got them in their sights, and Faith Beyond, he'll try to Shallow Grave and TP out. They've got the Vortex, they have the control, and they'll get the kill. 3 dead on LGD, no buyback. PYW.
I think Ame was expecting Grave there to be able to use the Sunder. They spread out nicely, some illusions around him, so he's like, do I go for it? Do I not?
I think when they got pulled in by the Vortex, it's just a potential misclick.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, Faith Beyond, you know? Tornado comes through, and that'll hit 4 heroes.
They will go for the tier 4s. This is the glyph. No buyback on Snapfire, no buyback on Dazzle, but they will be out in 10 seconds. A lot of damage on these towers. Look at those bounces.
Bounce, 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 bounce. Rolling Thunder, blink in, roll up, looking over at Puyoyo. He's got to be careful. He's only got about half his health remaining, and he does not have any Aegis to work with this time.
Middle tower is under attack.
Shinju had amazing game on this 4 Pango. Like, he's been doing God's work.
Or trying to. Trying to have a game so good that the Divine Intervention is there for LGD to win this one.
And what is Divine Intervention again?
You know, Pangolier winning the game for his team. An outside source taking over. Although, I guess it's an inside source.
Radiant are scanning.
I love you, Beakup. So yeah, Luna getting closer to her Satanic. That's going to be another way of dispelling things, removing that like possible Cold Snap, Spirit Vessel, and most importantly, Reflection. We've seen Nyx Assassin, what he can do once he gets that Aghanim Scepter.
Dire are scanning.
We've seen these Nyx Assassins just almost like the Ags makes it so that he garners the attention of the other team.
Yeah, you kind of want to focus him, but you also don't want to focus him because he's super annoying when burrowed.
And then on top of that, you're dealing with a Timbersaw who's hard to kill. So now you're dealing with a Nyx Assassin who you want to kill, a Timber who you have to kill, and then the 3 heroes just behind those 2, ready to go. Orchid, I knew this timing was going to come out for the Storm, the Orchid timing.
Eventually, Orchid will be picked up by the Storm Spirit, 37 minutes in. I was a bit doubting what they're going to do with the Aghanim Scepter, but they managed to pull off like one big fight. They're inside a pit, Solar Crest plus Alacrity on TV.
Potentially getting this Aegis, Ball Lightning, that's in. But now he's hit with the Tornado, Mortimer's Kiss is coming out, they're going to get the Roach. So Aegis into the hands of Ame. They've actually got this Storm really low, pops the BKB, and just Ball Lightning's out. That was really risky from Ori. But this gives an opportunity to LGD.
Demon Zeal, Terrorblade managed to pick up the shard. I need to see through the numbers again. Cost 20% of TB's current HP. 50 move speed, 50 attack speed, 7 seconds, and provides 100% more bonus while melee. 14 seconds cooldown. Not too bad.
Not too bad considering you're probably going to get healed immediately after using it.
Exactly. So you don't care too much about
Radiant's top tower
current
is under
HP
attack.
removal.
So, just standing there in the meta, but he's got the Demon Zeal.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The icon for Demon Zeal is pretty interesting. It kinda
Looks like a cat.
Yeah, it looks like the cat that has the mouth that just...
Yeah, cat jam.
Yeah. So, Old 11 trying to move in. They've got the Exorcism. They'll silence up Ame, who will throw the Reflection. But you take a look, the Nyx Assassin already doing his thing. They've got themselves the ball ending as well as the Vortex coming through onto the Snapfire as well as this TB.
Can he get the Grave off? Oh,
He's got
Grave
the Sunder.
Sunder.
So he's got his Sunder. He's moving forward, trying to do enough damage on Old 11, but he's really taking out a lot of it. With BKB being popped by Poyoyo, he'll go in with the Eclipse. It's only a shallow Grave onto himself. So Fabian trying to survive and lose the Aegis on the TV. They've got the Vortex. Now lands on a 2. They get the kill on a Y. They've taken out 2 of these heroes with the buyback that was already used by the Snapfire. They'll buy back on nothing to say. They look over at Ame. They've got the Ice Wall down, but there's the shallow Grave coming out from Fabian trying to keep alive this TV.
Cheese?
Can he eat the cheese? Yes, he can, but I don't even know if the cheese is going to be enough of a satiation for him to survive this. They look over at Old 11, who's now out of mana, but they've corralled them into the base, and now they're trying to break through this top lane. So,
Radiant's top tower.
do LGD have the answers? They almost might. They looked over at Ori. Pulls up into the air, trying to survive. Sun strikes off the mark. They'll get the kill into the Pango, so GQ, he does have buyback, and he'll immediately use it with the Tornado coming out on the Old 11. They've got the cold snap, but that's going to be reflected back thanks to the Lotus Orb. They move in. They've got the Hex with the Poison Touch, and Old 11, he's not dead.
Still alive. Has that Lotus plus a 4-staff, keeping him alive.
PYW gets to move forward and burrow inside the Radiant base. Jinku again trying to use that Rolling Thunder as well as the roll up to try and disrupt these heroes on the side of BG. Maybe we can get a kill.
They're just going for the Megas.
By Ame, who'll go into the meta. He's trying to make something happen. He's got the Thunder off on Old 11, but he's still taking a lot of damage from Poyoyo. Swashbuckle in from Jinku. They've got themselves the Megas. They look over as the ball and he comes out as well as the Vortex. That's going to be onto the Invoker as well as the TV. They've got the Shallow Grave this time
But
on
no
Ame, but that
Sunder.
leaves nothing to say to end up dead. Yule's up into the air. The damage not looking like enough. They've got the Poison Touch. They finally kill off Ori, but he's going to buy back. That means he can sit right into this fight once again. Why? Shallow Grave surviving, but the right click's coming in from Poyoyo. It just looks like it's enough to take out the Snapfire. They're now doing the 2 heroes that just don't have buyback and are out of this game completely. The Ancients exposed. They take the tier 4s. They look over as the flamethrowers burning through Jinju's shell. It's a penguin. It can't really survive through the fire. The Hex for a second for the Poison Touch on Old 11, but he's still not dead. They get the kill on Ame. They'll take out Fade Beyond, and VG will take the series 2-0.
What an aggressive move in the end by VG Gaming. They're like, we don't care that you just picked up Aegis, that you just picked up Cheese and